On this episode of China Uncensored, foreign aggression in the South China Sea. Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. The South China Sea, a vast body of water rich in natural resources. It sees $5 trillion worth of shipping pass through it every year. And it's under attack! Yes, one country has been aggressively pursuing its own selfish interests in the region, angering its neighbors and possibly even incurring the wrath of Neptune. And that country is Japan. What? You expected me to say China? I mean, sure, Chinese ships took over the Jacksonatollen in the South China Sea, but it's the South China Sea. It clearly belongs to China, just like my mother's pantry cabinet, filled with China's sovereign territory. The latest news is that, according to Reuters, a Japanese submarine and 2 warships will sail to the Philippines and then on to Vietnam. Understandably, China is upset. It's outrageous. Remember the last time Japanese warships sailed through that area, the disputed Spratly Islands? Well, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Hong Lei sure does.
Japan occupied China's Spratly Islands during World War II, so we are on high alert for Japan's moves in the South China Sea.
Yes, World War II! Gah! Do you remember the aggressive territorial expansion of the Japanese Empire? That's why China is now actively engaged in preserving peace in the region. Okay, well, ignore that time. This Chinese ship accidentally rammed a Vietnamese fishing boat in disputed waters back in 2014. And these artificial islands they're building and filling with military-grade runways, missile launchers, and radar.
China is clearly militarized in the South China Sea, and you'd have to believe in a flat Earth to think otherwise.
Hey, some people do believe in a flat Earth. And while we're at it, let's pretend those Chinese airplanes in the night sky are just shooting stars.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars?
Anyway, maybe China's alleged military actions are really just simple misunderstandings. Like what happened earlier this month when some Filipino fishermen mistakenly thought Chinese naval vessels had seized the disputed Jacksonatollen in the Spratly Islands and chased them off with guns. But in reality, the Chinese were just helping tow a grounded Filipino ship, which somehow no one knew about other than the Chinese. And
China advised the fishing boats in nearby waters to leave in order to ensure navigation safety in operating conditions.
See, China is just looking out for everyone's safety. Oh, well, that was back in 2011. Ignore that. Anyway, China's more recent appearance at the Jackson Atoll is understandable, considering the provocation by the Philippines. You see, the Philippines is seeking international arbitration over territorial disputes in the South China Sea, arbitration that China has flatly rejected. Obviously. I mean, it all belongs to China anyway. Look at all those Navy ships they have there. Why involve the international community? Now, Chinese ships have since left the Jackson Atoll, and despite all of China's efforts to preserve peace in the region, warships from around the world are flooding the area. Not just Japan, but also the US and India. And there's even a North Korean ship there, somehow. So clearly it's not just Japanese aggression China has to worry about. As Fu Ying, a spokeswoman for China's National People's Congress, said, if you take a look at the matter closely, it's the US sending the most advanced aircraft and military vessels to the South China Sea. Yeah, what's up with the US throwing its weight around, holding joint military exercises on its own with the Philippines and Japan and India? Clearly, no one wants America there. China's doing a fine job maintaining order there all by itself. So ask not for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for China. It's China's bell. It has been since ancient times. So what do you think of China's Jackson Atoll occupation? I mean, solidifying of its long-held, totally legitimate claims. Leave your comments below. Be sure to subscribe for more episodes of China Uncensored, and also check out our Facebook page. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.